wanted to point out my little ghost decoration. He is so cute. I got him from Joann's. So if you want to get spooky, hit up Joann's. I got him for 40% off, and he lights up. And there we go. It's like having a tiny rave. Okay, hello everybody, and welcome back to my booktube channel. Today I'm going to be doing something different for me because I do not usually like to do TBRs, which is funny because I am filming an October TBR, but reading in the fall and planning what I want to read in the fall is like my favorite thing ever. So I thought, why not do a TBR video just for the autumn time as a whole? This is kind of just going to be from like September to early December, kind of like November. So yeah, we're gonna set a long time span here. So hopefully I can get all of these read. If not, like literally who cares, but that's the goal. So all of these books, while they may not be set in fall, or maybe they don't have anything to do with fall at all, they're just kind of books that I think will be cozy to read for the coming months, and I'm just excited to talk about them. So we're gonna get into it. Yes. So we're gonna start out with the mystery novels that I have to talk about. I've been taking a mystery literature class for just for funsies, I guess, this semester, and it's been a really good time. So a couple of these are required reading for that, so maybe it's kind of a cop-out, but like, it's fine, don't talk about it. The first one is not for my mystery lit class, but this is a middle grade, which I'm very excited to start reading, and that is The Mystery of Black Hollow Lane by Julian Noble. This one, I believe, takes place at like a boarding school kind of thing, and there's a secret society. This girl's dead, like disappeared or something. Perfect fall mystery atmosphere. I just think it's gonna be so fun. Also, the art on the cover of this is gorgeous. Like, I love the art style of this, which I think I've already mentioned in the video, but I'm gonna talk about it again because wow. Yes. This is book number 1, starting out with some fun middle grade. Next up is a no-brainer, and that is Murder on the Orient Express by Agatha Christie. I did try to read a collection of short stories from her last December, and I was not that into it, but I feel like I should definitely give like one of her most popular novels a chance again. Also, this is required for my class, so definitely gonna have to finish this one, so you will be seeing this in a wrap-up. I'm excited. It's also, you know, decently short, so that's good. Only like 250 pages. Plus, I got this copy of it on eBay, and I just love the cover. I just think it's so cool. Next up, I have a Wadsworth Classics edition of The Best of Sherlock Holmes by Arthur Conan Doyle. I have read 5 of these so far, hence why it's already annotated, but I do believe there's like 18 stories in all in this book, and I've really enjoyed the 5 stories that I've read so far. They were just so good. I hadn't read a Sherlock Holmes story before I started reading them for my mystery literature class. Can I talk about it anymore? Probably not. And they were just so good. So I have read like 5 of those for that class, and I think I've actually read 6 because I read one other. So hopefully I can read the other 12 in here. Literally, like, none of them take more than an hour to read, so hopefully I can just read this over the span of like whatever, how long it takes me to read it, and it'll be just really nice. And just there's like a cozy murder, I guess not all of them are murders, but like a lot of them are murders, mystery aspect to all of the Sherlock Holmes stories. They're just so perfect for fall, so I think this is going to be great to read throughout the season. And out of these 6 that I've read out of here so far, I think my favorite is probably The Dancing Man. Let me know if you've read any Sherlock before and what your favorite story is. I'm interested to know. So next is another book for my mystery literature class, and that is The Alienist by Caleb Carr. I actually started reading this like 2 minutes ago, right there, because I need to read up to page 48 by tomorrow. I'm only on page like 13, but we're gonna get there soon. Oh no, I'm on page 15 actually. Look at me go. So this is a historical murder mystery detective type deal set in 1896 in New York, and I've been really wanting to get more into historical fiction, so I feel like this is a good starting point, considering I literally have no choice but to read this book. So yeah, like I said, I'm like 15 pages into it. Honestly, I'm a little bored, but I think the atmosphere is gonna be perfect for the season, so hopefully it gets better as I go along. We'll let you know. And then the last one is definitely a mystery. I Yes. I'd consider it a mystery. Yeah, this is The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Oh wait, no. I just realized I put this one on my October TBR. Don't mind her. I guess the reason I had this in this stack was because I was going to talk about it in conjunction with this. So, just know that I am going to read this before I read this. Yeah. I love being prepared. So, the next book I'm going to talk about is The Strange Case of the Alchemist's Daughter by Theodora Goss. I do believe that this follows the daughters of a bunch of different, like, important literary characters from, like, the late 19th century kind of thing. Like, we have Mary Jekyll, who is obviously going to be the daughter of, I think, Dr. Jekyll. That would make sense, yeah. Then, like, Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson, I guess, make an appearance here. Justine Frankenstein. I do believe I need to read this before I read this. Like, I know I haven't read all of these stories of the, like, oh my god, the sun is very aggressive, hang on. So yeah, like I was saying, this just follows, like, the children of a bunch of important literary characters, which I have not read a book like this before, but I feel like I'm going to thoroughly enjoy this, like, sub-genre. Honestly, the rest of these are just gonna be kind of random, I guess, now that I'm looking at them. So we're just gonna, like, go for it. Who needs structure? I certainly don't. The next book I picked up is The Castle of Otranto. I have heard about The Castle of Otranto. First, I heard about it in The Infernal Devices, which apparently is now where I get all of my literary recommendations. But I've also just heard, like, other people on YouTube talk about it and whatnot. I think it is touted as, like, the first gothic novel, so I'm very excited to read that. I don't know anything about the other two, but I think this is, like, the main one that I was wanting to read. So maybe I'll read all three of them, but my main goal is just to read The Castle of Otranto. So yeah, fun. Gothic is perfect for the fall season. I just need to read more Gothic literature, so this is how I'm going to attempt to implement that into my fall reading plans. The next one is a book that I have read before, actually. I read it in my, like, sophomore English class in high school or something, and I did not have an appreciation for literature back in the day, so I was like, ew, what is this? I don't want to read. But now, I'm gonna read it again, and that is The Crucible by Arthur Miller. This is a play, yes, which takes place in, like, the 1600s, in Salem, Massachusetts, when the witch trials are going on. And I was heavily inspired to read this because as of recently, I've been listening to the audiobook for Magic Lessons by Alice Hoffman, which has been taking place over the span of, like, the 17th century so far, and the main character just moved to Salem, Massachusetts, and our main character is a witch, so probably not her best idea. But as I was reading it, I was like, this is giving me, like, Crucible vibes. I don't know, just anything that takes place in Salem in the 1600s. I'm like, The Crucible. I picked it up at Half Price Books because I just wanted to give it a read again. Also, plays are really fast to read, so that's nice too. Next up, I actually don't really know which of these I'm gonna put on my fall TBR because I don't want to put both of them on there because both of them are rereads. And honestly, I don't even know if either of these are really that fall-ish of, like, a read. I think I just want to read them again because I read both of these in fall last year and I just love them both so much, so I think now I associate these with fall. But I am gonna put one of them on my fall TBR this year just for fun. I'm either gonna read Vicious again or This Savage Song again, both by Victoria Schwab. I just don't know which one. I'm thinking, I just don't know. Which one do you think I should read? This one, if you don't know, is a part of the Monsters of Verity duology. And this is in a kind of like a dystopian world where monsters, like, just pop up at acts of violence. Like, if someone gets murdered, like, a monster will just spring out of nowhere because it was an act of violence. You know what I mean? One of our main characters is a monster and one of our main characters is a normal girl. It just goes from there. So this is an option. Or a booktube favorite, Vicious. This book follows Eli and Victor, and they become things called EOs, which is an extraordinary, which means they have developed, like, a superpower because they both had a near-death experience, and they're, like, mortal enemies kind of thing. So it's really good. Like, it's so good. The more I talk about it, the more I'm like, what if I just reread this one too? Plus this one's annotated, and I love rereading my annotated books because then I can see all the stupid things that I wrote in them. So maybe I'll go with this one. I don't know, I could be swayed. What do you think? Then next up, this one's also kind of a cop-out because I am also halfway through this book, but that is The Graveyard Book by Neil Gaiman. I am like 160 pages into this, I think. But I'm just gonna put this on here anyway because I want to. It's my channel, I can do what I want. Oh, this book is just so good so far, and it is so good for fall. So maybe this is more of like a recommendation for you. If you want some good atmospheric fall reads, read The Graveyard Book. I know I'm only halfway through it, but it's so good so far. I would totally recommend it. Like, I'm sure this is a very popular like suggestion for fall, but can confirm it's great. And if you don't know, this book is about Nobody Owens, whose nickname is Bod, which I just think is so funny, and his parents get brutally murdered on, I don't know, just like some random night when he's a child, and he gets taken in by the ghost of this graveyard, and he gets raised in a graveyard, and I don't know what happens after that because that's about as far as I've gotten in it so far. So if you want to hear my final thoughts on it, this will be in my September wrap-up. So yes, I don't know when this video is being posted, but I think it'll be after my September wrap-up. You'll see this at some point. And then the last book I have is random. I don't really know if this is like necessarily fall, although I do kind of associate high fantasy with the fall time, which I don't even know why because I've never read a high fantasy in the fall. But I'm gonna put Assassin's Apprentice also on my fall TBR. This is by Robin Hobb. It's the first book in the Farseer trilogy, yes. And this follows, I think his name is Fitz, and I think he's an assassin. Wonder what gave that away. So yeah, it doesn't look too long. I've heard really good things about Robin Hobb's writing. So I really hope to get to this probably in November. If I could get to it in September, that'd be great. But I already have my reading for October planned, and I don't know if I want to read this like right now. So I'm thinking target is November, but it could happen before then. Who knows? At any rate, I've had this book for like 6 months now and I have not picked it up, even though I wanted to so badly, and I don't know why I haven't picked it up yet. But I think now's the time. Okay, so yes, those are all of the books that I would like to read in fall. So many books, so little time. I feel like I've already asked you a lot of questions throughout this video, but I guess I'm just gonna recap the ones that I did ask. A, which one do you think I should read? I'm leaning towards this one, but I don't know. And then B, where's B? There's B. Have you read any Sherlock Holmes? If you have, what's been your favorite story? If not, just answer the other question, I guess. So yes, I'm gonna stop talking now. I really hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you're having a fantastic fall season so far. Comment and subscribe and like. That's out of order, but it's okay, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!